Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce our mock project to everyone today. Firstly, I would like to introduce our team. Our team consists in three different roles. Luke and Asher are business analysts, mainly responsible for the development of our user story and requirements for the project. And Raymond, that's me, Lee, Carol, Frank, and Victor are developers responsible for the coding and the development for the project. Lastly, Lily, who provides all the guidance for our project development. So regarding the mark system, it is primarily a content provider for online courses. It offers the robust, secure, and efficient platform that enhances collaboration, content delivery, and user engagement across the variety of educational institutions. So let's talk about the system overview. Our mock system was initially designed to consist of two systems, the backend admin management system and the front-end mock course display and personal center. We believe that such a design would better achieve the modularity, making it easier for different users to manage and interact with the system. However, due to the time constraints and our team's current skills level, we have primarily focused on the completing the backend admin management system for now. This foundational work sets the stage for the future expansion to the front end, where we can fully implement the course display and the personal center later. So right now, I'd like to show some demos about our system. So first of all, we have to log into the system to access the data information. And then the first we can see upon is entering the user management interface. All the information is fetched from the database. And then we will see the teacher management interface, and the data within this interface can be modified. Yeah, that's it. And after that, if we want to delete something, the system will prompt that the specific item must be selected, proceeding with deletion. So you must choose something to delete. Yeah, and that's it. Next, we will arrive at the course category interface. It is worth to mention that the category has different level. So when you choose level 1, means there's no parent level because there is already the top level of it. But if you choose level 2, you'll see we can fetch something from the level 1. So next, we come to our core feature of the system, course management. Right here, we integrate all the context of the courses and chapters and display them on a single pages. So as we show in the video, we can click the plus sign and all chapter content belong this courses will be displayed in the drop down. And when we click the detail, so we can find the video right here. Yeah, you can see all the courses information right here. Then we go to the course schedule. In this function, we have the function that it follows the principle that the same courses cannot be added again during the running period, which means you can't open these courses for twice. And the last of it, the comment management. We can just add some comments and fetch all the data from other interfaces. Yeah, there we go. And that's basically everything about the system. So Now let's look at the technology we've employed in this system. We've divided our stack into three major categories: backend, front end, and other tools. So on the backend, we use Node.js with Express for building the API, MySQL for the database, and JWT for the authentication. We've also developed some custom middleware for handling the various requests, and we use the static file directory for the media storage. On the front end, we use React enhanced by the MUI and UI components, and Redux for the state management, and Axios for handling HTTP requests. But for the validation, we rely on the Formic and Yup. What's more, we use SourceTree for the version control, Git for the repository management, and Jira for the task management. Swagger is also integrated to the document in our API for both developer and users, making it easier to understand and use. So furthermore, we will explain the detail how we have applied this tech stack in our system. So first of all, in terms of database design, we're using MySQL, and database follows the three normal forms to ensure that it's free from redundancy and anonymity. The adherence to the 3NF ensures the data integrity and efficient storage. We have SQL script that handle the CRUD, all kinds of operations, and the multi-table queries. And we've utilized the auto-increment ID to ensure the unique records. And our database is also designed around some courses data. We can see in this here diagram, which serves as the core entity connecting to several other tables. These all tables hold crucial information related to the courses. So the design organizes the data into logically related tables, so we avoid some redundancy and improve data retrieval efficiency. This modular structure makes the data easy to modify and maintain, so ensuring the scalability to the system growth. And next, please allow me to introduce Vector, who will present the other tech stack to use our project.
Thanks, Raymond. Now, let me start by discussing our backend architecture, which utilizes Node.js and Express. Node.js is renowned for its asynchronous and event-driven nature, making it particularly well-suited for building scalable network applications. The next one is Express, and some key features of Express is listed. The first one is routing. This allows us to easily define routes for various HTTP methods. And the next is middleware. These are functions that execute during the request handling process, allowing us to extend the functionality of our APIs. The benefits of using Node.js and Express include the speed and efficiency, making it ideal for APIs. The large ecosystem for middleware and the libraries for enhanced functionality, and the strong community support ensures continuous improvement and support. Next slide, please. Next, let me break down our project structure, and our backend will be organized into several key folders as listed. And this structure offers several benefits. First one is modularity. Each component is isolated, making it easier to manage and understand. The second is scalability. We can expand individual parts of the application without impacting others. The next is maintainability. A well-organized project is easier to maintain and troubleshoot, which is vital as our application evolves. Next slide, please. Now let me talk about two important technologies, JWT and Swagger. JWT, or JSON Web Tokens, provides a compact and URL-safe means of representing claims. It is essential for securely transferring data between parties. And there's a brief overview about the authentication process between the user and the server. The benefits of using JWT include the statelessness, eliminating the need to store session data on the server, and the cross-domain compatibility, allowing use across different domains and services. Next is the Swagger, the open source framework, which allows us to describe the API structure in a standardized format. enhancing usability and understanding. The integration of JWT and Swagger has following benefits. JWT provides a secure and scalable method for handling user authentication, ensuring that our APIs remain robust and secure. And Swagger enhances API usability through interactive documentation, making it easier for developers to understand how to interact with our services. Now, I think it's time to move on to Frank's section. Thank you.
Thank you, Victor. Hello, everyone. This is Frank. So some custom middlewares are implemented in our application. The custom middleware is designed to handle common tasks and streamline the request-response cycle. Here are the key functionalities we implemented in our project: sending common values, common validation, and global error handling. I'll explain in details in the following slides. Next slide, please. So the first one is sending common value. So by implementing it, we can ensure all the frequently used data returned in the same structure. And also it makes more convenient for later on data processing, and it increases the maintainability of the code as well. Next slide, please. So common validation for backend. So for front-end validation, we all know that it is mainly responsible for providing a better user experience, reducing unnecessary requests to the server. It involves checking user inputs in real time before sending the data to the backend. However, front-end validation is not sufficient on its own. Some of the time, it can still be bypass some of the erroneous data. So backend validation is the last line of defense. Backend validation is crucial because of it can ensure data integrity and data security. Also, it makes sure the maintainability of the application as well. Next slide, please. Global error handling. Global error handling is a unified mechanism to catch and manage errors, ensuring consistent error messages. It makes sure the application is robust, and maintainable. Applying global error handling can effectively manage errors and ensure a smooth user experience for our application users. Next slide, please. We also used built-in middleware in our project as well. We used static asset management. Static asset management is applied to upload image, video, and etc. It is built-in middleware in Express. We stored all the medias in the public folder, and the paths of the medias are stored in the database as the screenshot shows. By applying the static asset management, it improves not only the performance of our application, but also provide a better user experience by reducing loading times and service drains. So now I'll hand it to Lee to introduce our front-end part.
Thank you, Raymond. Hi guys, my name is Lee. I will be introducing our front-end part. First of all, we are using React as our front-end development framework. I believe that I really don't need to talk too much about React since it is one of the most popular frameworks and it is so prevalent around the world nowadays. And I believe that you all have very comprehensive understanding of React than me. I will be emphasize more about the material UI, which also called MUI. It is a very useful and open source React components library. It includes a comprehensive collection of pre-built components that are ready for use. I will pick up a few examples here from our project. So the button here and the text fields here in our project look quite nice and clean, right? You can easily achieve these effects by simply importing MUI and using the button and text field wrappers in your JSX code instead of writing many style sheets and style codes in CSS or something else. And the other one, the autocomplete method is also a very useful and handy tool that we have been using in our project. It can quickly create a search area with a drop-down list showing the options. And the magic here is when you type something in here, this autocomplete will match the options data and show some filter options in the drop-down list. You can see the code here is pretty short, which saves you a lot of time. There are also many other components that MUI provides. The website has very detailed documentations that you can refer to. Next slide, please. And then I will introduce the FORMIC and YUP that we also been using in our project. The FORMIC simplifies handling from state validation and submission in React, while the YUP provides a schema-based validation for form fields easily integrated with the FORMIC. I have also picked up a few examples here. So the first one is the state management. If we're using the FORMIC, it can automatically manage the state of input values in a form by defining the initial values, such as the pictures here. However, if without a FORMIC, we will need to use the useState hook to manage the state for each input value. So now it brings us to the second benefit of FORMIC, which simplifies the event handling. With FORMIC, by using the FORMIC handle change method, it can automatically handle the onChange event in the form. This means it will check the changes happen in these input fields, so developers won't need to write functions to handle every onChange event. And you can also see we combine our MUI components here that I just introduced before. If we don't use the FORMIC here, you will need to use the useState hook again to create functions for every onChange event, then call the setState to update the corresponding value. Next, the YUP. It simplifies for the form validations. If we're using the YUP, we just need to define the validation rules in the validation schema method provided by YUP. However, if we don't use the YUP, we need to create a validation rules manually for each field and input value. While it looks quite short here, however, imagine if there were many fields in the form, the code would become super long, filled with if statements and conditional judgment, making it look really redundant. Next slide, please. And then it's the Redux. Redux is a state management library in JavaScript, actually, often used with React to handle the global state that can be shared across components. Since our project is quite lightweight with a very small team, we currently use Redux only just for managing the global logging state. We are using Redux Toolkit, which is a more simplified and handier version of Redux. In our project, we use the createSlice method from Redux Toolkit to set up initial value, as shown in this picture. It can also generate the actions and reducers for us. And then we have the reducer to check the state changes during logging and logouts, and it will store logging information in the local storage here. After successfully fetching logging information in our components, we use the dispatch method here to call the logging function we define in the reducer and to update the global state and stores the auth token and user data. This allows us to navigate between pages without logging again, unless the token expires or we log out. This is the end of my part. Now I will hand it over to Carol. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Hi, everyone. My name is Carol, and today I will be guiding you through the Axios and the Toast. As you can see, Axios is a promise-based HTTP library that lets developers to make requests to servers to fetch data, and it offers different ways of making requests such as get, post, put, and delete. In our project, we use request inceptors and response inceptors in HTTP request libraries like Axios. We use the request inceptor to add headers and modify the request configurations. Before any request is sent, the inceptors checks for a token in local storage. If the token exists, it adds to the request headers for authentication purpose, and the request is then allowed to proceed. And response inceptors, we use it for handling errors, transferring the response, or logging information. Next slide, please. I guess every one of us have tried the toast before. Yes, I do like toast. So in our project, we use React Hot Toast. React Hot Toast is a lightweight and open source notification library for React. Toast provides a simple feedback about an operation in a small pop-up. It only fills the amount of space required for the message, and the current activities remains visible and interactive. The toast is easy to use, accessible, and lightweight. That's my part. Now I will hand it over to Raymond. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carol. Reflecting on the whole development of the Mooc system, we also faced several challenges. First of all, component splitting was difficult as our components were sometimes too detailed or not detailed enough, which complicating the project management. Secondly, due to the different level of understanding within the team, we also encountered the difficulties with partially adopting the return components, which leading to the project inconsistencies. So lastly, the time. Actually, the limited time for the coding restrict us from the completing the front-end integration as the planned. But despite these challenges, the project has been a valuable learning experience for us because most of us came from the no technical background. So much of our time was spent in learning new concepts and understanding the structure of the commercial project. So the skill we got in here may be very essential in our future work. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you.